Hello there, my name is Valerie White Williams and I'm a voice teacher and a vocal coach for Vocal Splendor Studios. Today I'm doing another reaction video and this time I'm reacting to Angelina Jordan performing and playing the piano Writing on the Wall by Sam Smith, December 2015. All right, let's have a listen.
With you I'm feeling something that makes me wanna stay.
Ooh, I've been waiting for this. I've heard that she plays the piano and plays and sings, which is so great. She's got a great mic set up there. And yeah, I've been waiting for this. Unfortunately, I'm not familiar with Writing on the Wall by Sam Smith, so I don't have anything to compare it to. But again, Angelina allows her wise child inner wisdom to just shine through.
I'm prepared for this. I never should do miss, but I feel like a storm is coming. If I'm gonna get through it today, then there's no more use in running. This is something I gotta face. If I risk it all, could you break my fall?
That's okay.
How do I live? How do I breathe? When you're not here, I'm suffocating. I feel love run from my blood. Tell me, is this where I give it all up? For you, I had to risk it all.
It's interesting. It looks like she's playing and singing and she's like kind of rehearsing. That's what it says. It's rehearsal. She looks like she's reading some sheet music that you can't see on the screen. But yeah, just the chords aren't exactly easy in this. I don't know the song, but you kind of, to play and sing you have to have a lot of coordination because your mind is thinking on those chords, playing the piano arrangement or the chord charts and singing the lyrics. You may not know them at the same time. So there's lots of hats juggling when you do these things.
'Cause the right on the wall, I'm in short of blood that hunts me from my past as the stars begin to gather. And I begins to fade, and our hope begins to shatter. Now that I won't be afraid, if I risk it all, could you break my bowl? How do I live? How do I breathe? When I hear I'm suffocating, suffocating. I feel love run from my blood. Tell me it's better I give it up. For you, I had to risk it all, it all. 'Cause of right on the wall.
This is so interesting because this is how musicians work. She's obviously working through the song. She's rehearsing it. She's getting it in her hands and her voice. And yeah, she made a few errors, but here's what you do. Everybody makes mistakes, especially when you're learning. That's how you do. You have to figure it out. Some of the chord changes aren't necessarily intuitive, but what I'm seeing here is that she just corrects herself, keeps going. Now, what happens to a lot of more beginners people is like, oh my God, I made a mistake again. And then they just completely freeze. They want to start again. They want to they just crumple. But what happens is no matter how professional you are, mistakes happen. And I'm testament to that. You can rehearse things and even then something can happen. But what pros do is just keep going. That's what you do. You're just like, okay, I'm going to fix it, move on. And notice her focus is continuous. Even though that one chord change goes into the chorus was a little bit tricky, it didn't phase her. She just corrected it, went on, stayed in the moment with the song. Right there. You can see that right there. That's what pros do. You just keep going. You fix it, move on, forget about it.
'Cause the writers on the How do I live? How do I breathe? When you're not here, I'm suffocated. I'm moving up, run from my blood. Tell me, is this where I give it all? How do I live? How do I breathe? When you're not here, I'm suffocated. I'm moving up, run from my blood. Tell me, is where I give it all? Then love for you. I had to risk it all. Ooh. 'Cause the rise on the wall.
All right, that was so special to see her work through that song. That looks like she was just rehearsing it, getting it together in her hands. And I was trying to think about what age she is. I'm guessing she's around 9 or 10 at this time. That's pretty impressive for a child that age to have that much focus, clarity. And the other thing that was so exceptional is that she had a few mistakes. Going into that chorus, there was a chord change that was a little bit tricky. And each time she went in there, she kind of fumbled a bit and then she redid it. Now, what's so amazing about her at this point is that usually when young performers, and I don't mean in age, but just beginners, when they make a mistake, they typically just crumble. They stop, they freeze, they want to go back to the beginning, and then they completely lose their focus. But Angelina just kind of made the shift, fixed the thing in her hands, and went on and stayed in a performance mode. She stayed with her integrity of what she was trying to share in the song. And then she made the mistake again, but again, she didn't phase her. She just fixed it and went on, because that's what the pros do. Pros make mistakes more than you might know because they're really good at covering it up, and they just go on. And normally, if there's a slight mistake, the artist is so focused that the people listening forget, because they're bringing them on a journey. They're bringing on the journey. And so what happened just back there doesn't matter. It's about the journey, the integrity, the telling of the story, the performance. So even though she was working out the chords and singing, and I'm guessing she has a lyric sheet in front of her, the chord chart in front of her. You can't see that in the camera, but that's how we do it. We work it out. We look at the chords. We make it in our hands. To be honest, performing on an instrument and singing at the same time is multiplied the challenges, because singing is more of a intuitive thing. Once you know the words, the voice moves, you don't have to think about what the vocal cords are doing. You're just going to phrase it. Not so on the piano or guitar. You have to be exact. You have to play the right chords. You have to play the right notes. So your brain is kind of split in both directions. One part of your brain is taking care of business on the piano, playing the chords the right time, the right place, the right chords. And then your voice can kind of play around with that. So it's usually easier to actually have the song in your voice, and then you can take care of the chords that way. So it's a more advanced skill to do that. And again, I was so impressed with her because she stayed so focused. She didn't let anything faze her. Even the small mistakes, she just kept going, and she kept that emotional intensity and focus throughout the song. Now, again, she had the mic right there in front of her mouth, which is what you have to do when you're singing and playing guitar or the piano. You need to have that mic stable. So you can't move around that much. You got to have it just right here. And it was kind of funny because it looks like it had been dropped on the floor because it was dented in a bit. Like all mics, that means it's being used. And I have that, even my mic right here. You can't see it very often because I have such a loud voice. I don't always have it in the camera. But yeah, that's got a little dent in it too. So it's road tested. Yes, so I love seeing that focus and just totally commitment to the performance, even if it wasn't perfect, because no one is. No one's ever going to be perfect. And that's what makes live music so special. When we basically take all the music and digitize it and perfect it, it loses the humanity. And that's happening so much because so many people can't really sing. So they have all these digital tools in the studio that, yeah, make you sound great. But that's not Angelina. She does not need that. She has what she wants inside. And it's so amazing at her young age of 9 or 10 to actually have that much focus and discipline, to have so much integrity, to stay focused no matter what happens, because that's how you do it. All right, if you guys love Angelina Jordan as much as I do, make sure you subscribe and click on the bell so you get notified of all of my uploads. I've done a lot of Angelina Jordan reactions, but I know there's so much more, and I can't wait to do them all. And also, I want to let you know that I've been teaching online since 2011. That's when my first client came to me, when my YouTube channel started breaking up. I've been teaching longer than that, but I started teaching online since then. So if you're interested in getting some lessons, I'm really experienced about teaching online, so you can go to vocalsplendor.com. And last of all, I want to talk to you about my 2 free passion projects on Facebook. The first one is called Creative Soul Alignment, and that's where we have a group that people who love the creative arts and spirituality, because when we are creating, we are expressing our divine creative nature, and that's what we're here to do, is create the world we want that is free of the crazies. So we can hold that in our vision because we have the power. And then the next group is called YouTube Success Strategies, and that's where I'm teaching people how to succeed on YouTube. I've been on YouTube for over 10 years. I've learned a lot from trial and error, and now I'm excited to teach you guys how to succeed, because to be honest, it's not very intuitive. It's a lot like singing. There's lots of pieces of the puzzle to make it all work together, and you kind of have to gather it from different places, but I'm teaching people how to succeed on YouTube. So I'd love to see you in those groups, and you can find all the information below in the description. All right, take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.